Concord has done what many thought to be impossible. It has defied Rule 34. What most would have thought to have been the ironclad rule of the internet. If it exists, there is porn of it. Well, even it has its limits, and Concord is that limit. I love the entire Concord thing. The Steam forums for it, the discussion surrounding it, the sheer magnitude of the apathy surrounding it. It is just all so very, very perfect. And, of course, I did delve into the deeper, darker parts of the internet myself to verify. And yes, there is nothing. This is a fetish so obscure, no one has even thought about it yet, which is rather magnificent. I have seen a lot of interesting things on the internet. Most recently, a video game where you vomit into other characters' mouths as a part of the game's key core mechanics, or even video games in which inflation is a primary gameplay component. But Concord, it's too much. It is simply too much even for the internet. It is just beautiful. See, this is why the entire Blizzard thing, like, oh, there's too much porn of our game Overwatch. There exists no such thing as too much porn of a product you are selling. If you are selling toasters and vacuum cleaners, particularly the latter one there, the more porn, the better. Pornography is your friend and ally in the business industry, and Concord is discovering that the opposite is also equally true. But beyond simply bullying it for its incredible lack of aesthetics, some of the Steam posts are just brilliant. Now, I am suspecting some of these have got to be trolls, but even so, guys, stop trolling the audience of this game. Please stop trolling. We are not the audience of the game that wasn't made for us. Can we please just leave this game forum for the people that the game was made for? All 600 of them have a population of, what are we now, 7 billion people or something? I'm just saying, guys, that we should respect that this game's not made for us, and there are people out there, modern people, who want to enjoy this game without the trolling. No, beatings will continue until morale improves. Correct. Stick, and nothing but the stick. It is the only way any of this will ever improve. I hope you racists are happy. Ecstatic. You have no idea the joy this brings. To what you define as your average racist. You did it. You killed this game. Even if it was super fun, you did not care about it. That is true as well. You racists have allergic for black people, and this is sad. You can't even handle it to see black characters in games. It is a delicious world we live in. People's jobs are at stake. I get having a little trolling fun. I used to browse B back in 2019. Ooh, how very edgy of you. But you guys really need to lock in. There are hundreds, if not thousands of people whose lives depend on this game succeeding. Just food for thought before you gloat. Well done, or medium rare. You know what the beautiful part is? There might very well be literally more people whose lives depend on you buying this game than there are people actually playing it. And again, God, let it be so. I hope this was a product of a studio employing at least 2,000 or 3,000 people, because that will quite significantly inflate the size of the bill that Sony is going to have to pay. A little ridiculous. I understand not liking game, not wanting to buy it, but there's people with, legitimately speaking, mommy's credit card buying the game just to review bomb it with everyone else. Oh, don't worry, I doubt there's a lot of that. This is purely the reason why no one really relies on Steam reviews anymore, and more or less word of mouth. You know, I actually think Steam reviews are rather influential, which is precisely why so many people are whining about review bombing. Review bombing are in essence the one sole singular legitimate outcry venue for the consumer and the customer. You're upset about something the game has done? Well, you can post about it on the forums. You'll be ignored. You can complain about it to the developers. You'll be ignored. You can complain about it in social media. You'll be ignored. But dump a game down to mostly negative and you will see reactions, sir. If you enjoy the game, you get a heart on enjoying a game called the LGBT person. When did Reddit invade the Steam community? I don't think that's a Reddit talking point all that often. As I said, I understand you may not enjoy the game, and that's okay. The game isn't for you. The game isn't for me. But I'm not going to shit, I'm presuming, on other people who are enjoying the game. We're all gamers in the end. Stop being horrible to one another and just be civil. Game deserves to be review bombed. No, sir. We are far beyond the point of civility, you and I. Civility, that's over there. It's on the distant end of the horizon. Civility was 2014. We have long realized that civility is simply not a tool that serves us very well, as the opposition discarded it long before us, and we have no particular reason to pick it back up again now, as... like my friend here, Raging Golden Eagle, puts it quite brilliantly. Jokes aside, if we want gaming to improve, we need these tourist infiltrators to lose their jobs faster. Bad games need to fail. Studios that keep making bad games need to be shut down. Future bad games need to be cancelled. If that doesn't happen, things never get better. Preach, brother, as that is of course exactly true. The reason why so many people are celebrating the failure of Concord is because of the lesson it will send to the wider gaming industry, that this is not a good idea. And in Concord, the lesson is crystallized in a way we have rarely seen before. There is no allegation of racism to be leveled against its failure. It didn't fail because it had black characters. It failed for the solely singularly obvious reason that its character design is some of the worst in modern history. Hell, fuck modern. I'm pretty sure there are cave paintings out there significantly more aesthetically attractive than your average Overwatch Concord character. Then again, considering modern day Overwatch, perhaps I'm not too far away from the truth there either, really. Concord was everything done wrong. The marketing was done wrong, the push towards the diverse audience was done wrong, the character design itself was done wrong, the presentation, the aesthetics, the visuals, all of it looking bland and sandblasted. Every single step of the way can pretty much just be printed out as a step-by-step guide on how to not make a financially successful product. And that is valuable. The Boy Who Cried Wolf is a valuable lesson to society. It says if you shout about furries too often, sooner or later they're going to break into your house, and then what will you do? Very little beyond scream and possibly gargle, depending upon the brand of furry involved. That's what's happening to Concord. It is currently at the bottom of a very fierce and rather competitive gangbang, one from which it will not recover. And Sony? See, Sony will probably survive. It's a very large company and it's done relatively well this year, of course, but this is going to be a blow that diverse Sony, I guarantee you, will not recover from. It simply will not. This will be a horror story for the game, for all of the future games on the platform. PlayStation is not going to look at another title like Concord and think to itself, ah yes, this is what we need to invest our money into. This is what we need to bet on. No. They are going to be looking at games like Black Myth Wukong. They are going to be looking at games like Stellar Blade. They are going to look even further towards the mobile gaming market and titles like Nike and think to themselves, wow, they seem to be printing money over there. How about We tried some of that. Is it difficult to replicate these games' success? No, not really. All you need is jiggle physics and a Korean artist. And you are golden. It is a far easier and far safer economic decision than continuing to stick one's dick into the hornet hive and expecting them to gently flap their wings against it rather than sting. A lesson learned at significant cost, but at the end of the day, a lesson that we can all benefit from. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you very much for watching, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.